Ho'oponopono prayer truly transformed my life, and so if you want to know more about it and its power, stick around for this video. The Ho'oponopono prayer is an ancient Hawaiian practice, and it consists of 4 words, and they are: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And like I mentioned, it's an ancient Hawaiian practice that is truly used for forgiveness, reconciliation. It is used to clear negative emotions, take responsibility for your emotions, for your actions, and for your own experience, and to find inner peace. The phrases are repeated to release emotional baggage, to restore harmony, and promote healing. And I learned about it from a mentor I love to listen to online, and when I heard about it, it truly transformed my life. Dr. Hugh Len is the one who really talks about this, and he says how our reality is just data, and it is how our external reality is reflected to us with what we have internally. And so by saying these 4 statements, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, it is like you are cleaning and cleansing your internal data and the way you view your external reality. He did a study where he was saying these words to inmates. However, he never saw these inmates. He just had their records, and he would say these words repeatedly, taking responsibility for the way he viewed them. And by taking responsibility for the way he viewed them and saying these words, promoting this kind of healing energy to these inmates through just their records, these inmates reported back that there was a complete shift in energy in the facility. They were calmer, less violent. And that truly shows how by cleaning and clearing out your own internal state and your internal reality, you are able to have a completely different reality reflected back to you, because you are promoting that healing energy within yourself, and you are restoring it kind of to this divinity and this you're promoting this divine energy within yourself, which is then being reflected back to you in your external reality. And so I'm going to go into each word individually. And so the first one is I'm sorry. And with I'm sorry, you are taking responsibility for any situation that you might have played a role in, really showing how everything is originating with you and the way you are viewing the world. And so you start with I'm sorry, and then you move on to please forgive me. In this step, you are asking for forgiveness from yourself, from others, and also a higher power for the experience that you created. With thank you, you are expressing gratitude. You are expressing gratitude for the experience, for the lessons you are learning within the experience, and for the opportunity to be able to clear it and to heal it. And with I love you, you are sending love to yourself, you are sending love to all the people, you are sending love to the situation, to the experience, to God. The I love you, you are connecting with the source of healing and just release and being able to clear that out of you. And with this, you can set an intention where you are directing it towards a specific situation or a specific person, or you can just use it as a general cleansing practice. And I will tell you guys how I use it and kind of how I began to implement this in my life. So when I first heard about it, I was really struggling with anxiety, with social anxiety, just with being out in the world, really. My internal world was not in any form peaceful. It was really filled with anxiety, with this overwhelm, and just with a lot of negative thoughts, with a lot of negative emotions. And so I worked at a restaurant. I was a waitress. It was actually a banquet hall where we had weddings. And I just remember at work, my head would always be filled with such anxiety. I was always so nervous, and my head would always go to overthinking, to negative thoughts, to thinking about worst case scenarios. And so when I heard about this practice, this prayer, I was like, you know what, at work, let me just start repeating this in my head instead of feeding the negative thoughts, instead of feeding the anxiety. And so I would say, wait, I need to translate it in my head, because I'm so used to saying these words in Polish, because I did learn them in Polish, and I do speak Polish, so it's easier for me to say them in Polish because that's the way I learned them and I kept practicing them. And so it's I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, yes. And so I would just repeat these in my head at work, and I would just say them instead of feeding these negative thoughts and this anxiety. And I truly saw how, as I kept saying these words and time progressed, I would have less negative thoughts. I wouldn't need to use this as strongly. I would have less fear at work. I would have less anxiety, less of this feeling of pressure and stress. And it's truly amazing because my the place of work did not change, but I internally felt like I was working at a different place because I had restored this calmness and this inner peace within myself, and therefore that was reflected back to me. Even if other people seem to be in this rush and in this hurry to get things done, as it tends to be at a restaurant, especially where there's weddings and you want everything to go perfect, I was in this kind of slowed down state where I did not need to rush because I felt this calmness where everything just seemed to be working out for me, and I no longer felt this anxiety and this fear, and I just felt this peace and this calmness. And so that's just one example of how these words truly transformed my life. I began to be restored into just this internal calmness and this just presence. And I think also saying these words also amplifies your healing process in a way, because when I would say these words, I would also throughout the day just begin to have more realizations about, oh, this is a belief that's not serving me. This is a wound I need to dive deeper and heal within myself. This is an emotion I feel like I need to release. And so these really just promoted that healing process within me and truly began this beautiful cleansing energy within me and within the world around me. And so now I still use these words, even though I, on a day-to-day basis, no longer have this fear and this anxiety and this overwhelm. I am living in this internal state of peace, and that is reflected back to me. However, in moments where I feel like I just want a little more support, even sometimes in moments when I'm on a walk, I just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you, just to just bring about a more cleansing energy. Sometimes if I have a little more of a stressful situation or something, I send these prayerful words out into the situation. Sometimes if, I'm someone close to me is experiencing something and they need more love and more care, I send these words out to them to just bring about more of that healing energy, that calming energy, that peaceful energy, that cleansing energy, and promote that healing and that just restorative energy towards peace. I don't know if those words are correct, but yeah. And so you can really use these words in a multitude of ways, I feel like, to truly promote healing and restore balance within your life and truly just like cleanse you and restore you to your just divinity and just your purity in a way. And so yeah, I encourage you to try using these words. Use them throughout your day and just honestly set yourself on a little adventure and use them for 30 days and truly see how your life changes. Also find a lot of songs that have these words, just on repeat, and I put it on in my house all the time, and I just, I'm cleaning and I'm listening to this. It truly does restore this peaceful, calming energy within you. Ho'oponopono is truly so powerful. It truly cleanses you. It truly brings you back into this divine energy where you are just radiating at a more divine frequency because you are promoting this healing energy within you through your internal world by taking responsibility, by forgiving, by gratitude, and by loving. And it's honestly so magical. You begin to just flow more effortlessly through your life. You feel like you are divinely guided and divinely supported even more, and you just strengthen your connection with yourself, with the whole entire world, with God as well, because you begin to vibrate on a whole other frequency, and therefore you come into alignment with things that serve you. You come into alignment with little miracles. You come into alignment with people who are vibrating at the same frequency that you are, which is now this pure earth frequency, and you align with experiences magically, and you align with everything in this beautiful divine way because you are clearing out everything that no longer serves you and just coming to your purity and this beauty and this love, innate love within yourself. Let me know in the comments about your experience with Ho'oponopono, And I am wishing you a beautiful and lovely day. Become part of this soul family, like and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.